again, golfers, and welcome to the 20th episode of Inside the Ropes, a deeply personal journey with Scottie Walnuts, a PGA Tour 2K25 course showcase series. I'm your host, Scottie Walnuts, and today we're checking out a brand new cjwez course called Club Zephyr Fiji. Just a reminder that we film these episodes live on Twitch every Tuesday night beginning at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're very welcome to join us live on Tuesday nights, and the link for that is below in the description. So we're going to see when we're out there on this Fiji golf course that it's reminiscent of a course that we're all familiar with, Jewel of Jamaica, and that's perhaps not surprising given that even though they're not especially close to each other in reality, they are both small tropical islands, and fortunately for us, that means we get to play golf in these tropical island paradises. We'll take a look at the designer description, and so this is what cjwez says about it. He says, "New course, Club Zephyr Fiji, brand spanking track, par 72, 4 tees and pins, and 7,745 from the tips. Designed to cater for all abilities with gorgeous coastal views and unique Fijian assets found throughout. Greens are running at 9.2, and there is a double green on the 16th and 17th holes. Club Zephyr is complete with mini golf, driving range, and warm-up par 3 separate to the course. Enjoy, cjwez." So that's the designer description, and as we'll see, and as we've become accustomed to, especially with CJ's courses and akin to the Jewel of Jamaica, that this isn't only a golf course, but it's got all the amenities and particularities of a golf club. So we'll take a look at those practice facilities and mini golf and all the other details when we're out there. As mentioned, it's par 72, and it's on the longer side. It's got 4 sets of tees, and at the shortest end, yes, the shortest end, red tee is 7,538 yards, a green tee at 7,609 yards, a gold tee at 7,682 yards, and the tips, the black tee, where we'll play, as mentioned, from 7,745 yards. Distance is a factor on this golf course. Just a reminder, we're on TGC Tour's Platinum Tour settings for a round, which is Legend Swing difficulty, and we use a default ball, so we'll get a sense of how the course plays on the difficulty, played by the best players in the world. And if you enjoy the showcase, remember to smash that like and subscribe button, and leave a comment to let me know what you think of the course and the round. So we're set up at Club Zephyr Fiji here, brand new cjwez course. We're set up tips, pin 3, medium wind to the southwest, all defaults, which on this golf course, very firm, and it will roll on fast on the greens. Let's head out to the first tee. Got the camera tower in the back right off the bat there, and a couple, maybe that's the clubhouse or houses there, can't quite tell. All right, so, and I'm just going to say it because we're all thinking of it. We're all thinking it. Jewel of Jamaica vibes right off the bat. We're all thinking it. Where precisely is Rick doing his dance? We can speculate about that throughout this. Looks like maybe a little putting green there, and about 499 yard par 4 opening hole. It is quite downhill. Let's see, that's the green. Maintenance areas or sheds in the back. Loving the like the camera towers there. You see another one behind the green. Shelter there. This is going to be a treat. We're all thinking it. It looks a lot like Jewel of Jamaica. And that couldn't be a better thing. Decent crack off the opening tee there. That's out over 350 yards. Leaves 167 in. Just take a quick closer look at the sheds back here. Yeah, maintenance sheds certainly. There's right there. And yeah. CJ, one of those designers that exemplifies the attention to the surrounding detail. "19 feet, not a whole lot of movement as far as 19 footers go. Yep. Birdie on the opening hole, par 4. Nice look at probably our second green there with clubhouse in the background. Yeah, love the TV tower assets, like perfect. Golf cart, a little shelter there. Washroom stop. Back up to the clubhouse here, perhaps. "172-yard par 3. Not a great pin for a draw with a right to left wind. What we'll have to make do. We will have to make do. Over the water here, although not really in play. Maybe could be if there's a front pin and then you miss and it rolls all the way back. That might be a bit of a stretch, but God forbid water be in play on this particular shot for us. What a terrible leave. That is a very tricky shot. Didn't really hit it super pure. But all things considered, the birdie and the par to start the round, or yeah, the birdie and the par to start the round, not too bad. Moving on. This third hole is 634 yards. It's quite significantly downhill, but it is into the wind. See if we can just crack a power drive out there as far as we can. Scooch on the push side, but we'll be all right there. It's going to leave us 280 yards, 281 yards to be precise. It is a little bit downhill, but it is a little bit in the wind. Some Y3 wood actually lines up pretty nice here. Let's give her a rip. Just thought we'd take a close-up look at the rocks here, and we've managed to keep this one in play. In fact, we're going to have an opportunity to hit this green in regulation. Yeah, we're gonna be all right here, I think. You told me after the tee shot we were gonna make a par on this hole. I'm not sure I'd have believed it. And then if you told me we were gonna make a par after the third shot, I said I'd say I might not have believed it. And for entirely different reasons there. We were in great shape off the tee on the third hole there. And a really especially not great 3-wood got us in a tight spot. Um, we were lucky not to find water. Par all the same, 437-yard par 4, fourth hole dog leg right to left. Up the hill there. Gonna leave us 119 yards up the hill. Just took a quick peek back here. It's going back here. Those are the maintenance sheds we looked at earlier. Yeah. Got ourselves into 4 feet for birdie on 4. $565-yard par 5, fifth hole this time. Once again, big elevated tee providing a grand view. Water down the right-hand side, a little fishing boat, something there. Bigger boat out there in the distance. See if we can take some yards off of this long one. Gonna leave us still 245 yards back uphill. Backdrop there, the water and the yacht, and there's way out in the distance on sort of the right middle of the screen, lighthouse, birds flying around, and all the while we gotta try and hit a tricky 3-wood, see if we can get home in 2. We know what happened last time we tried that. That one hit a bit more squarely. .9 feet. For eagle and it drops, just curls around at the last moment. The biggest break of that entire putt was in the last like 18 inches of it. This time we got a 434 yard par four, and you can see how it goes over the wall. We got the retaining wall set up here, and I think the pathway itself to the next. Or it connects at least in one way or another via the retaining wall itself. Not a big green either, but it's not a long hole though, so that's the thing. Gets us up there to 99 yards in. We're going to choke up on a 60-degree wedge here. See if we can't get it right on in there. Adequate. We'll make the birdie on 6. And 43-yard par 3. You can see what happens if you miss on the right-hand side there. A little bit more room to work with on the left, but don't want to test it too much either. And 434-yard par 4. This one's downhill. And we've got, looks like, practice facility over here. Looks like the actual hitting occurs at the other end of this range. It'll leave us 83 yards. I'm gonna have to partial one in there. Gonna have to partial one in there out of the light rough onto a very firm green. Means we gotta be a bit careful with it. Move to 6 feet. And that one just stayed high the whole time. We did overhit it a little bit, so it never took its line. We will not convert the birdie on 8. Better look at the practice facility there. Range, big long range, number of hitting bays. You can see. Yeah, I got a pretty good chunk of that tree, but didn't get the trunk, so we got through it. Lost a lot of yards, so a long way in. 199 yards in on the par 4. Not a very deep green. And we'll take our par 4 there, following the tee shot that went through a good amount of tree. We'll take a quick second here as we make the turn, pop into the clubhouse, and we'll be right back with you on the 10th tee. And we're back here on the 10th tee, which is a 475-yard par 4. It moves pretty hard right to left. You can sort of cut the angle down a little bit over this bunch of trees here. Hundred and 54 yards on the approach. A little bit downhill, a little bit into the wind. Choke up on a 9-iron, I think. Just a little bit closed. Just a nice piece of fairway right there, though. Just a really beautiful piece of fairway we found ourselves right there. And made it a little bit trickier than we probably needed to, but par on 10 there. Moving on to a 536-yard par 5. You can see fencing down the left there. You can see fencing down the left there. Out of bounds there. So you want to be careful. It's sand on the right-hand side. Approaching a beautiful spot for a green, though. With like a road down below it. Sitting perched up over the water there. That one a little too squarely, gonna roll out into the first cut there. Not the end of the world, though. 206 yards, a little bit uphill. See the birds flying there, you see the boats. The water reflecting the sunset. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful green site right here. And I do love the camera towers on every hole. Just a man in there. Crew. All right, 206 yards. Choke up 4-iron. That might be the play here on very firm surfaces. Into 8 feet there. We have an eagle on 11. Eagle on 11. We have a 520-yard par 4, so this one, par 4, it's only just a little bit shorter than the previous hole we played. You can see the waves coming up onto the... So you gotta be careful here. You don't even want to test rough on the left-hand side, because those waves might grab it. We got bunkers right again. What's up, Corey? Appreciate you coming in. And another green site that's just positioned nicely out over the water. It's Fiji after all. $18 feet for birdie on 12. Okay, bit too much. Rune on the high side. Are on 12. And this time we got 531 yards, and it's a par 5. This time our water is on the right-hand side. Some level of forgiveness on the left-hand side, so certainly it just becomes a matter of how much you're willing to risk, how much you want to cut off. Green up on the cliff there. Can't help but wonder if there was a tailwind, if we'd be concerned about going through the fairway with the bunkers there, but I don't think that's going to be a concern with the way it is right here. Hole moves left to right, that adds distance. Compared to the actual number. 249 yards in. Still got to come up the hill here. So it falls a little bit below the feet. The way the offset is playing, though, it looks like it might be a lot further below the feet than it actually looks. So we got to be careful here. You do not want to miss on the right side on this hole. Give it lots of, because that was almost peculiar how offset that 3-wood was when we were setting up over it. You can see the ball below the feet, but that was playing even more so than what it looked like below the feet. And we're going to chip that one in. That is an eagle on 13, get the 10 under. Coming to a par 3 here, 14th hole. All carry to a very shallow green. All carry to a very shallow green. And in some way, especially with the tailwind, where like some of the danger is not just like it's one thing to not make it and hit water. But then you'd also be like you'd be kind of screwed if you one bounced it off the thing here, and then who knows where you could end up. 192 yards. Open the heck out of it, and I think we're gonna find out. Yep. Maybe not an objectively like really great spot to be, but considering the various potential outcomes of a shot on that hole, I actually think we'll take it. We're all right. We can work with this. 12 feet for par. And I think we're biased on our putt lines on the high side right now. That one misses high. And that's going to be our first drop shot of the round. First drop shot of the round. We got a 362-yard par 4, 15th hole. You thinking what I'm thinking? Coming back with a vengeance following the dropped shot on the par 3, driving the par 4 over 360 yards, leaving us 19 feet for an eagle. Remember, we're missing on the high side, so we're just going to keep it just a cup less than what we were reading it as. Still on the high side, still on the high side. Just giving it just a little bit too much. Got the helica, got the chopper pad. When you need to fly in for your round or fly out. 500-yard par 4. It goes way up the hill. Here on 16. $173 yards, still quite a bit of slope to climb up here. Take a 6-iron from 173. $16 feet. Consistently just over-identifying the break just by about a cup or so each time. Still doing a decent click here, coming to the final couple holes though. 247-yard par 3. Pins at the back. It's helpful. Still a tough shot though. Sort of comes subtle, but you can see it actually right there. Right there, the ball's going to pick up a lot of speed. So even though you have a lot of green to work with, or so it appears, if you're first bouncing it, and remember, we're on the defaults are very firm. Which is what we're on here. Don't know if there's any like avoiding it though. I think you just gotta kind of do it and just know that your ball's gonna pick up a little bit of speed and try and allow as much as possible for it. Maybe catch an upslope first bounce and then yeah, I think that's about how upslope first bounce, which sort of propels it for its second bounce beyond the severe yellowish orange 8 feet. Coming up to our final hole here. $374-yard par 4. 374-yard par 4. You can see we're coming right back to the main area of the clubhouse here. And why don't we get off the tee and we'll take one final look around here. Okay. 126 yards remain. Do I even need to say it? on a course that we said off of the opening tee was a little bit reminiscent of Jewel of Jamaica. Do I even need to say it? It's Rick's hot tub right there. We got putting green, we got clubhouse, we got maybe the mini putt. We got a pool here. You got. We're all thinking it. We're all thinking it. This is probably the mini putt course. But we got 126 yards on our final approach here. 126 yards on the final approach. $11 feet. And at least we didn't miss on the high side. Over adjusted a little bit on that one. And par on 18. And that's Club Zephyr Fiji. We'll take a final look at the scorecard here. Another job well done from CJ. Out in 6, in 5, despite the 2 eagles there, but we also had the bogey on that eventful back 9, and it all came out to a minus 1161. Watching another edition of Inside the Ropes, a deeply personal journey with Scottie Walnuts. If you enjoyed the show, remember to hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment to let me know what you thought about the round. Remember, we're live most evenings on Twitch with golf and sometimes other sport and story games, and we film these episodes in front of a live studio audience on Twitch every Tuesday night. Link in the description. TM high, and let 'em fly.